What's up, everybody? This is Dominate Lead Generation with Dominique. Hey, guys. Hey, how's it going? All right, so what I wanted to go over today is how to create content that is eyeball catching to attract all of your leads, okay? For those who don't know who I am, my name is Dominique. I help businesses scale their business past 10K a month using organic strategies on Facebook. All right, so let's get started here. So how many of you guys are freelancers, coaches, consultants out there, and you're trying to figure out exactly what you guys can do on to get having the right content to your business, okay? What you want to do, you want to niche down all of your content, right? For an example, I am a lead generation coach, right? So I'm going to talk about just lead generation. If you're into health, what type of health are you into? Are you into being a personal trainer and you just help people how to become ripped in like a few months or so? Stuff like that, right? So I'm going to go to something right quick here with one of my pieces of content, because there's a lot of people that I see online. They don't really know how to like write posts on Facebook or anything like that, and it just like brings tears to my eyes most times. All right, so this is exactly how the way I post. I make like a nice headline. All right, you want to make 6 to 7 figures, but you don't know how to make posts to attract your first 10K client, right? And that's eyeball catching. They're like, oh, what? And most times I always put these like really wacky headlines on Facebook because it brings curiosity. I always get people kind of, most people on Facebook, if you haven't noticed, that there are a lot more sensitive people on Facebook than there is on Instagram. So on Facebook, you want to kind of like grasp a hold of the person's attention, right? So how the way I would do it, I'll really kind of pinch them and kind of twist at the same time and say, hey, guess what? You're doing this because you're doing this. Well, guess what? Here's how the way I would do it if I were you. Something like that, right? So this is how the way I post, and actually have a PDF on how to write posts like this. So if you guys want that PDF, I'll leave a link in the side of the description so that you guys can pick up that post, right? All right, so you see exactly how the way I space out all of the text and stuff. You don't want to like bunch up all the text because people are not going to read it, right? So I have a legitimate PDF on how you can separate and how way that you can word this and everything like that, right? And then at the end of it, I use a really nice photo from like Instagram, right? Because most of my photos, they're not all that. I'm not a photographer. I don't want to take pictures of myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, moving on. How about on Instagram here, right? You notice how people will have like these really nice pictures and stuff like that, right? And most people are like creating like the same thing. Like this is like Inspired Billionaire. Guess what? He's going to have like all of his content, and it's kind of going to be like the same thing as the other content, right? Utilizing other people's content, but how the way the text is all the same, the font is the same. So me, I like to be a little bit more clean, and I like to utilize like philosophers and authors and artists. I'll utilize actors, actresses, inventors, anybody that I feel that was of importance that I look up to, right? And I know that some of those, pages do the same thing, but me, I'm like a little bit more in depth, I want to say, with my content. So I like to put so these are story posts, right? So these are, you've seen this a lot with the yellow with the white and the black or so. And I'll put the actual person of influence, and I will put exactly what they said as a quote, just to gain people's attention, right? Stephen Hawking, I have Sacagawea up there, Benjamin Franklin, Isaac Newton. Okay, you get the point. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll utilize him, Johnny Depp, and this is just like a picture that I used. I love James Bond, and I'll get to that in just a second here on another post that I made of James Bond. So this is like something that I use. You're going to make it. It's just like something simple, but what I did with these posts, these story posts, and how the way that I got these templates, I went over here to Canva and went to the templates area, and I kind of just scrolled down and just kind of looked for them, right? Now I already have my own templates that I use currently, but if you scroll all the way down and try to figure out exactly, which one's working and just play around with it, then you can just utilize that template and, place it however you want to. And I always say simplicity over complexity, right? Okay, moving on. I use musicians, models. I use a lot of models in my content, by the way. I love fashion. Well, of course, who doesn't like fashion, whether you're a man or a female, right? I love fashion. Okay, so stuff like this, right? Okay, moving on. So I want to talk to you guys about something about YouTube for just a second. YouTube content. Now I don't really utilize, what I'm about to say here is these drone stock videos. Now I've been using stock videos inside of my own content, but the thing about it is, like a lot of people, they'll utilize other people's content. So what you want to do, you want to get stock videos or so. If you're in the traveling industry, this would be really, really perfect for you. So I'm just gonna play this video, and it's beautiful, right? You see like all this type of scenery and stuff. You can utilize these type of videos as long as they're stock and as long as they're free. You can utilize this, right? And take your content to the next level. 10x it, guys. Come on. You don't have to be super, super creative like I'm not. Like when I first, got inside of this business, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to kind of piggyback everybody else's content and see exactly what works. And then whatever I use, I'm just going to use it, right? I believe using like anything that people are already following. Like there's a lot of people that watch a lot of movies, right? Movies are great. So if you utilize like Star Wars or Marvel or James Bond, anything that's trending or any movie that's coming out in America, utilize that content. Now we're talking about franchise movies, right? We're not talking about movies that are like romance movies or, movies that if they made like a lot of money or so, utilize it. But like Titanic, like you can utilize that. But if it's like something that's like The Notebook or all of these like chick flick movies, don't use those. Just use like motivational movies and entrepreneur movies, Marvel movies, anything like that, right? And you get the picture. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys don't mind, subscribe. All right, and ring the bell. You guys are not ringing the bell. I know you guys are not. So, all right. Well, this was Dominique, Lead Generation 1 with Dominique. You guys have a great one. Bye bye.